Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, welcome to the Joey Monroe Show, where I bring you exclusive interviews with Ireland's top wrestling stars. Now, today is a very special episode. It's a jam-packed episode. I not only have one, but two guests. You go to anywhere in Ireland, you go to any wrestling show, and these two guys are bound to be on it. Please welcome the tag team of Fresh Life, LJ Cleary and Fabio. Thank you. How are you?
Bloody brilliant. We're joking.
Take a seat.
Where are you sitting?
My bikesy this one.
Oh, okay.
Bikesy that.
Now, as I said in the intro, you go to any promotion in Ireland, across the country, even Europe, and you two are bound to be on it. Mm-hmm. You are a tag team in Fight Factory, Fresh Life, newly formed, and we'll get onto that. But before we talk about that, I'd like to talk about your individual accolades. Fabio, now, we're talking about tag teams. You're one for tag teams. You're Fresh Bros, NLW, the tag team champs.
Yeah.
You are Fresh Nas, OTT, with Martin. Not J Money anymore, unfortunately.
No, he's a rat.
Say that. Why'd you say that?
No,
Why would you bring that up?
Sorry, it's
It's still a bit of a touchy subject.
how are you feeling about that?
Poxy. I know me and Martin aren't a fan of it. We just can't believe he stabbed us in the back. But we're on to bigger and better things.
Okay.
We have a brilliant new T-shirt out actually as well of us killing J Money. It'd be unreal if that popped up on the screen or something.
Link. I'll put the link in the description for all
brilliant.
that. And your jersey, obviously, as well. I'll stick the link
Oh,
in
yeah.
the description. Brandon, do you want to model it for us?
Oh.
There, camera one. Lovely.
Oh, wow.
A little twirl, maybe. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That is
brilliant.
unreal. F&F model, I'd say.
Yeah.
Maybe a Pep & Co one.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. You don't know what that means. So.
No.
He's not down with us common folk. He doesn't know what F&F is.
Well, I don't think you can really say anything about modelling either.
I
I'm only
mean,
joking.
look,
I'm only messing.
And in Fight Factory, you're Fresh Life, obviously, with LJ here. You just
rascal.
recently won the contenders match for the tag championships. Now, what's your game plan going into that?
Well, we nearly had the Saviours beat the last time.
Back in September, I think that was.
Yeah, it was something like that. We nearly had them beat when we weren't even an established tag team. And the only reason they got the better hand was because of two interferences. So imagine what's going to happen now that we have a couple of reps under our belt. We, like you said, are in practically every promotion in Ireland. And we are gunning for these Irish Tag Team Championships this time.
As well, when it comes to Fight Factory, when you talk about accolades, whatever, Saviours have, nearly essentially been running the tag division the last year. Fabio is the longest reigning Irish Junior Heavyweight Champion, and I am
132 days?
the youngest ever Irish Junior Heavyweight Champion. So those two together, easy.
Dream team.
Yeah, dream team. It's not, you know what, I'm going to say, I think this could be a little bit of a walk in the park.
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
Okay, well, you say you're the longest reigning champion ever. What's the need for all these tag teams then? I mean, after you lost your belt, do you think your performance has declined?
Absolutely
In
not.
more aspects than wrestling, as your performance sort of flatlined.
Wow, that was
This
quite
fella,
insulting. Yeah.
This fella. No, absolutely not. If anything, that I've accomplished so much as a singles competitor, so I'm kind of dipping my toe in the water of everything else, kind of. And it definitely helps that I'm really good friends with all of my tag team partners. Well, except this fella. But
He's only messing.
And I'm not. But Martin and Liam, I'm just kind of venturing out, seeing what else I can do, seeing what other gold I can pick up.
Like, you say you've accomplished so much as a singles competitor. You have the longest reign. That's solidified. But if we look at you in other promotions, I mean, being a frigid in OTT, sort of, is that accomplishing
Somebody
anything?
knows their history.
This fella. Now listen, we all know that they were horrible, vulgar, malicious rumours.
2021 call,
Obviously.
they want their joke back.
Yeah, haha. So that wasn't true, obviously. And you can tell that wasn't true because the rumours just died off because the OTT fans back then were just a little bit silly. And now they're not because they like me and Martin now. And that's enough that I'm going to talk about on that topic.
Yeah, fair.
Now, Lee, if we move on to...
LJ.
Sorry, LJ.
Lee's alright.
LJ, if we move on to your sort of singles accolades.
More than Fabio's.
I mean, yeah, where do we begin? Hard Knocks golden ticket. You're
Four of them.
four, yeah, not just one,
but
four.
I've won yours though.
Oh, that's...
Growling at me like a dog, weird.
Is this the downfall of fresh life we're witnessing live
No,
on
no,
air?
no. Go on.
I mean, you're wrestling everywhere, all over Europe. I feel like I could fly to anywhere in the world and you'd be on the show. I mean, Paris only a couple of weeks
Yep.
ago. Even a couple of days ago, the NLW Nationwide Champion.
Yeah, pick that up.
Tell us about that match.
So I actually had 2 matches on the NLW show. I opened the show wrestling Con Kelly, great up-and-comer, but, you know, obviously I'm better than him. And then the second match, Danny Cross, Jay, beat Sean Maxer, attacked Sean Maxer, won the title.
Yeah.
He thought he was just going to walk out and ace that day, bring the title home, have a little laugh to himself. But then General Manager Jamie Coleman came down, made the match, me and Danny Cross, for later that night. What did I do? Destroyer, boom, on the top of his head. 1, 2, 3, new NLW Nationwide Champion. I think you lost your titles in that show.
Yeah, we didn't want to.
I just thought because we were, no.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You're clearly the, you know.
Sorry.
For the first time in 3.5 years, I have no belt and I'm sour. Terribly sour over.
It's funny because you lost to a team called Sweet and Sour as well.
Just watch that there.
You thought
Look
you're
down.
not going to get
Look
me with
down.
that.
Look down. Boom. He looked. Camera. You saw that. He looked.
Camera 3, we did see that. That's on
Yeah,
footage.
I
That's
did look.
recorded.
You did.
I'm wondering how you're going to outdo yourself. What's next for LJ Cleary?
It's a question I've been asking myself a lot. I don't necessarily know the answer right now. I had a amazing 2022, so trying to navigate the next step of 2023 has been a little bit difficult. So I don't know the answer yet, but I do think it's going to be bigger than my 2022, which maybe if you had said that to me last year, I didn't think it was possible, but I have a feeling that things are going in the right direction.
Well, let's touch on that. Matt Cardona at the 8-year anniversary of OTT. That must have been your biggest match physically and mentally. Talk us through how you prepared for that.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was my biggest match ever. Mark Cardona was formerly Zack Ryder in WWE, and I grew up a massive Zack Ryder fan, as that was evident in the build-up to that match. I was in the front row at a WWE house show wearing a Zack Ryder t-shirt with a Zack Ryder sign, made eye contact, threw his t-shirt right at me, which then made the idea of that match happening a lot sweeter. And to beat him as well in my hometown with my parents in the crowd was, probably the best night of my career.
Well, you mentioned the Zack Ryder t-shirt and how that was such a pinnacle part of the match. We thought we'd update it for you, and we have created for you a Matt Cardona t-shirt. And that is for you. That's for you.
That is unreal.
Now, Fabio, when you
Thank you.
when you
I
face
love a Zack Ryder t-shirt.
a high-level guy in the indie scenes, come back to us and I'll get my design.
Oh, but
to
didn't
you.
I wrestle him as well? You obviously didn't touch up on your
It
history.
obviously wasn't.
But you didn't beat him.
Exactly.
You didn't beat him though.
But that's for you to take
Thank
home.
you,
And
appreciate that.
is-
That's unreal.
I'd
That's
love
a
one
very
of those.
Yeah.
monumental match in Irish history, I'd say,
Yeah.
especially with the story leading up behind it. But Fresh Life, if hypothetically you win
Well.
the tag belts,
We will. So.
Yeah.
well, is that a
it will.
spoiler?
We
Is
obviously
that
will.
is that a prediction or a spoiler?
No, yeah, spoiler.
It is a spoiler. We obviously are going to win.
What's next for both with those belts? Sure, you've accomplished
Defend them.
everything then. Yeah, but defending them
Yeah.
for how long are you going for?
Forever.
The longest
Yeah.
reign?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I already have under my belt of being the longest reigning Irish Junior Heavyweight
Oh
Champion.
my
Why
God.
wouldn't
Well,
I
yeah.
become the longest reigning Irish Tag Team Champions with this? I love it. Snail.
A fun fact as well is when we win those titles, we will be the only team that have ever been both Irish Junior Heavyweight Champion and Irish Tag Team.
I was just about to say that. That was
Yeah.
written down. Actually.
Well, you should have got to it first then.
Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for tonight,
looking?
folks. Thanks so much for both of you for coming onto the show.
Thank
Keep an update, keep an eye on the social medias, keep updated with it all, because I'm sure they're going to do amazing things. Well, I mean, half of them anyway.
Me.
I didn't want to say which half. But keep an eye on Five Factory, actually every promotion in Ireland, because you guarantee you're going to see one of their faces on the poster. You know you love me. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, the episode you just watched is unfortunately the last episode of the Joey Monroe Show. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, we've had to cease production. I would just like to take this moment to thank the crew who've made this show possible. Without them, it would not come together. Connor, Troy, Carl, Ellen, Sinead, Anna, Aaron, Natalia, Sean, and Fionn, and the director, Siriana. Without these people, you would not be able to watch what you are watching. And unfortunately, it's the last episode we're going to do together. I know it's disappointing and I can't really say much on why, but I'll just tell them. Management have forced us to shut down production of this show due to a security threat. Now, I understand the health and safety of the talent and the crew is top priority, and I'm not taking my anger out on management, but I have an issue with the security threat itself. Last week was our last break, and we've had 2 since we've started production on this show. The first one, it was a few items of equipment stolen and the set was destroyed a little bit. It wasn't anything major, it was just your average break at an entry. But last week, they decided to steal some of the crew's personal belongings during an episode of filming that we can't air, unfortunately. It's a lost episode because of those issues that have arisen. I get the concerns with the crew's safety, and I know it's top priority. So I'm going to talk to the bastard who's f***ing doing the security threats, sat at home with a big f***ing smirk on his face. We've rang the guards, and they're not really doing anything at all. We're working on it, is what they're saying. So for you sat at home, and I know you're watching sat at home, for you who's breaking and entering, that's okay. You attack my studio, I don't care. You attack me personally, I don't give a shit. But you attack my crew, you bring my family into this, and you've made it personal. And you have made it personal. So it's not the guards you're going to have to worry about from now on. It's me. Because when I find you, and I will find you, the biggest decision I'm going to have to make is whether I break your arms or your fucking legs first. Oh. You know you love me.